welcome to another screencast where this time I will be discussing some of the functional, gross, and microscopic anatomy of, this time, the pancreas. Right? So we're going to do the pancreas here, so you should be able to identify and describe here the gross and microscopic functional anatomy of the pancreas, and describe and explain down here the exocrine and endocrine nature of the pancreas and the secretions of. I did one for the small intestine in a previous screencast, and also for the liver and the gallbladder in another one as well. So let's get started here. So the pancreas lies in a little pocket here that is sort of inferior to the liver, inferior to the stomach. So the liver covers this, the stomach covers the pancreas, and it sits in this this lesser curvature right here, pardon me, of the duodenum. And so in order to see the pancreas, this glandular tissue, it sits retroperitoneally. There's a membrane that covers this. You have to lift up the liver out of the way. Here they're showing the stomach completely removed here in order to visualize the pancreas. On this far left side of the pancreas over here, you see the spleen, and that is also another telltale sort of landmark. The spleen is pretty easy to identify in the cavity there. The pancreas is going to look glandular, right? And so, it's glandular tissue, and it's going to look kind of granular, right? They have all these little like lobes on it. So on the mannequins, I think it's more of an orangey color to go and take a look at there. But they've sectioned this pancreas here, and the main role of the pancreas is to secrete digestive enzymes directly into the duodenum here. That's the exocrine function of it, and there's an endocrine function as well, but we're going to concern ourselves right now with just the exocrine functions here. So we see this major duodenal papilla, which we had talked about in the screencast about the small intestine, and here there's a minor duodenal papilla. And if we trace these papilla, there's just a little puckering, a little sort of pimple-like structure, and there's a little hole right there in the center of it. And this is where the secretions are going to empty into the duodenum there. Now, this major duodenal papilla is so the opening for where the common bile duct in green comes down here, as well as the pancreatic duct, the main pancreatic duct coming down this way. And so when they fuse together like two rivers, right, so this would be one river coming this way, and here's the other river, right, they fuse together and now just form this larger river right there. That is the hepatopancreatic ampulla, or ampulla here, this hepatopancreatic. So hepato is anything liver, so that would be the bile duct coming down, and then pancreatic duct is the fusion there, that pancreatic duct at it. There's also this accessory pancreatic duct, or auxiliary pancreatic duct, that is a little bit smaller and just empties out there at that minor duodenal papilla. Now, again, this pancreas has been sort of sectioned, and you see this pancreatic duct here, and there's little tributaries that lead into this duct. So you have lots of secretions going this way, feeding into this duct, which then runs the entire length of the pancreas right there. Right? So let's talk a little bit about the microscopic anatomy of the pancreas. And again, here we have just the pancreas sitting in, again, that minor, or that lesser curvature there of the duodenum. The liver's been removed here. The stomach has been removed up here. And so let's zoom in right here, where again, here's our pancreatic duct. And then this is another one of the minor ducts that are leading into that major pancreatic duct. So when we look at the cells involved with this, we are focusing here on the excretory tissue here, and this is exocrine in nature. So these cells are exocrine gland cells, and that means that they put their secretions into a duct that is open to the outside world. Open to the outside. So if we look at the cells then that are concerned with this, well, actually let me go down here a second. So this would be to the pancreatic duct, right? So this right there, that interlobular duct, right, is going to be this thing right there. So if we trace where the secretions are coming from, we can find our way all the way back up to here. Right? These little smaller ducts are feeding into that pancreatic duct there. Now, the cells involved with this are the acini cells, and these are they're going to secrete enzymes. So the acini cells are exocrine tissue, and they're going to put their secretions, they're secreting enzymes into this duct, and then those enzymes find their way down here again into the pancreatic duct. Right? So this is and most of the pancreas are these acini cells. Now, the pancreas is unique in that it is also produces hormones and has endocrine tissues in it. So let me just switch colors here to highlight this. So just go to purple here. So the hormonal tissue here is endocrine in nature, and endocrine means that they're going to secrete into the bloodstream, so not into a duct. So the secretions here are hormones, and they go into the bloodstream. And so those cells that are involved with secreting hormones, there's two hormones, glucagon and insulin. And glucagon is secreted by alpha cells. There's alpha cells, and then insulin is secreted by beta cells. These beta cells and alpha cells lie in close proximity to capillary beds. And again, so here's your alpha cells. These are the alpha ones, and then these blue ones here are the betas. So blue, beta, and then the purple ones are alpha cells. They are in close proximity with capillary beds, so we have blood going in this way, and we have blood coming out that way. And look, and this is going then to the bloodstream. And these pockets of tissue that exist are in these pancreatic islets. Right? An islet, a small little hole. Right? And these little pockets of tissue are endocrine in nature, but again, the majority of the pancreas is going to be exocrine in nature. These islets are also sometimes, in older textbooks, referred to as the Islets of Langerhans. The Islets of Langerhans, because presumably Langerhans discovered this endocrine tissue in here amongst all of this exocrine tissue. Right? So the exocrine and the endocrine tissue there, you need to know the distinction between them, which cells are associated with what structure there. But to reemphasize again, to go back and point out that the cells that are involved directly with the digestive system of the pancreas here are these acini cells and the exocrine tissues. They are secreting the enzymes that are going to be digesting carbs, that are going to be digesting proteins, and that will be helping to digest lipids or fats. Right? And so again, this exocrine cells there are the ones that are directly involved with the digestion, the chemical digestion in the duodenum. So again, we are covering here the pancreas and looking at the gross and microscopic functional anatomy of the pancreas. And you should be able to discuss the distinction between the exocrine and endocrine nature of the pancreas, and then get the secretions of each correct there, and the cells of that, right? So the acini cells are the digestive enzymes, and then the alpha cells are secreting glucagon, and the beta cells are secreting insulin. And look for other screencasts on the discussion there of glucagon and insulin in terms of regulating carbohydrate, regulating blood glucose levels. Okay, thanks for listening. Bring your questions to class. Look forward to it.